Much more on this story as we welcome in DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs and great friend of the program, Tricia McLaughlin. Wow. When I saw that story, that's all I could think of. I mean, there's so much to go there. But I want to begin not with Iowa, but this idea of what's happening in Portland. I want to share this from Truth Social. This is the president. At the request of Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I am also authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That is what we call an escalation in making sure that people understand the president and this administration is taking this very seriously.
That's leadership. President Trump is giving our law enforcement the resources they need to carry out their mission, to do their job and enforce the rule of law. We're grateful for the partnership of Secretary Hegseth. There are surging federal resources there. I mean, Kevin, you've seen the images. You've seen what's happened out of Chicago yesterday. The rioters, one even bringing a handgun. That individual was arrested, as were about 19 other individuals arrested for obstructing justice, for trying to prevent these vehicles from getting into the ICE detention facility, and for assaulting our law enforcement. We're not going to put up with it. This administration is not playing games. I want to share two graphics back to back. Just this is more instructive for the audience. I know you're well aware of this. This is the ICE agent assaults. And we've talked about how this has been a real problem, but when you see the numbers, it really it's galling, frankly. More than 1,000% increase, according to DHS sources. And in case you're wondering, is this isolated? Let me just share what Antifa is said to be doing. We've got arrests. We've got a map here, and it's everywhere. It's from coast to coast. It's in major cities all around. And I think that underscores, Tricia, why this is so crucial that the president take action right now, not just to ensure the safety of ICE and law enforcement, but also, frankly, to ensure the safety of our communities. Exactly, the safety of the American public. And what we're seeing is these riots and these protests are becoming highly organized. We're seeing that people are being bussed in. We're looking at, and President Trump has directed a whole of government approach to be looking at those funding streams. Who is sowing this chaos and this violence in American communities? And who's paying for this? So whether it be in Portland, whether it be in Chicago or otherwise, we will bring the resources we need to make sure that Americans are safe.
Let me follow up on that. How do you go about defunding or at least targeting the cash? Because I don't believe this is as organic as some people suggest. I've heard some people in the media say, oh, it's just a ragtag collection of individuals out there. I don't buy that for a second. Is that also the administration's perspective, that this is not as organic as someone leads you to believe?
No, we're seeing a lot of paid protesters, that they actually do this full time for a living. Right? They'll go from city to city, whether it be Portland, Chicago, or Los Angeles, and they're showing up. They don't even know what the heck they're protesting for. They're just there to create chaos, to obstruct our officers, and really sometimes violence is what we're seeing a lot of.
When you saw these arrests today, this Instagram Live situation, I mean, that is, yeah, I know.
It's unhinged.
It's absolutely shocking to me, especially those of us who understand the use of social media, this idea of following. And this is when you have policies like in California where they're suggesting they shouldn't be allowed to wear a mask. Again, this is exactly why people are so concerned about the health, safety, and well-being of these officers of the court, these ICE enforcement agents and law enforcement who are simply trying to do their jobs.
Exactly. This is a dangerous job as it is. They're targeting known and suspected terrorists, members of Tren de Aragua, MS-13, and then to have these unhinged individuals stalk a member of our law enforcement, follow him home, and then put his address online is just beyond the pale. These ladies, if they don't like the law, they should lobby Congress to change it. But to go after one of our law enforcement officers is just disgusting, unacceptable. And may I just add the fact that these women, they should just go to Congress. Yeah. This is absolutely crazy, Kevin.
It's really shocking. Let me share this. This is Hakeem Jeffries. Basically, when the president speaks very, shall we say, colorfully about some of his political opponents, and frankly, there's a great deal of criticism, and I think some of it is fair. You have to be careful with language. But what Hakeem Jeffries is suggesting is that the president is making it difficult for them, not just for DHS, by his tone. Listen to this, get your reaction.
Here's what the Department of Homeland Security has done. The Department of Homeland Security put out a hit list directed at Democratic members of Congress, Democratic governors and Democratic officials. It's a hit list saying to crazies all across the country, target these people. And so, no, we're not going to be lectured by the Department of Homeland Security. Take your hit list down.
A hit list is what he's talking about. There are a lot of people, frankly, who would argue that's incredibly irresponsible to make that suggestion. 30 seconds. I want to give you a chance to respond.
He's detached from reality. We saw what just happened at our Dallas ICE facility, where it was shot up by a lunatic, by a deranged individual, and he's been emboldened, and others like him have been emboldened by a lot of the rhetoric we're seeing out of Democrat politicians like Hakeem Jeffries, who continues to demonize and dehumanize our ICE law enforcement, calling them Nazis, calling them the Gestapo. It has to stop now.
And you hear it all the time, and especially at this point in our history, people need to really take the temperature down in the room. So great to see you, Tricia McLaughlin. Appreciate your time today. Thank you very, very much.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.